I've been trying to get a good angle, guys, and I don't know. I always struggle with that. Guys, I cut my hair. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I cut my hair and I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it yet. It's just like it's just I don't know. But anyway, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing great. And on today's video, I'm going to talk about I've been on a spiritual journey as well as many other journeys like my weight loss journey and all kinds of journeys, but I've also been on a spiritual journey. During this time, I've realized a lot of things in my life, and I've had a lot of time to reflect on a lot of different things. As you know, on this channel, I like to talk about my personal experiences. So on this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about how I talked with my inner child. It was, I think, a few years ago that I had heard this. I actually heard this online. I think it was like Kendall Jenner was talking about it, about how her therapist told her something like that, that she should get a picture of herself as a little girl and put it on the mirror and then look at her, at the little girl on the mirror, and think about, would you tell her the things that sometimes you tell yourself? So that's how I started looking more into like talking to your inner child and working with your inner child and trying to work through a lot of things, even forgiving myself for treating my inner child unfairly and just for so many things. So it led me down a path to, I feel like, of love. When you put it in that perspective, you know, when you look at a picture of yourself when you were a kid, you think to yourself, would I call her fat? Would I call her, you know, all these names that I'm not going to really sit here and tell you guys what I used to call myself. But would I sit there and talk to her as negatively as I once did to myself? And the answer is no. And I know this may sound a little weird, but it was like I sat down to talk to myself, but I sat down to talk to the little girl that is always deep inside our soul. Because we're the same person. No matter how old we get, we're still the same person. We still have the same wants, the same needs. But as we grow older, sometimes we forget. You know, life gets in the way and you just become so busy and so just occupied with everything else that you forget what that little girl wanted to begin with. I sat down and I said, okay, I'm going to talk to you and I'm going to apologize for everything that I've ever said to you that has hurt you, that has made you feel defeated, that has made you feel worthless. All those negative thoughts or feelings that I ever made myself feel. I apologized and I said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not treating you better. But from now on, I promise that I'm going to love you and take care of you. You know, I just started looking at it from a different perspective. That helped me so much with my self-growth, with my self-love, immensely. And I wanted to share with you guys also when I actually found out what my little inner child wanted in life. And this is kind of like a meditation. You can do it when you're relaxing, when you're about to go to sleep at night. But this is kind of like, it just blew my mind when I did this. What I did is I laid down, I relaxed. I just totally and completely relaxed. And then I imagined my inner child, where I used to love to play when I was a little girl. When I was a little girl, we lived in Mexico up until when I was maybe 7. So when I was little, I remember that my grandma, outside of her house, there was like a little hill, and then you would go down, and she had like a field full of flowers, all kinds of different flowers. But the ones that stood out the most to me were these yellow daisies. Because, okay, when I would go play there, I would pretend, and this was my imagination, okay, because when I was little, I've always loved to sing. And so when I was little, I would go to this field of flowers and daisies, and I would sing to the flowers, and I would pretend like the flowers were like the audience and they were listening to me, which they might have been listening to me. You never know. But that's what I would like to pretend, that they were my audience. So I would sing this song in Spanish about daisies, to the daisies. All I remember is when I was there, I was so happy. So happy. I would just go and sing and I would just be so happy. So that night when I was relaxing and had my eyes closed, I said, I'm going to go back to that place. I'm going to go back to that field of flowers with all the different flowers and the daisies. I'm going to go talk to her. And I'm going to go find out some stuff. So in my meditation, I guess it is a meditation. In my meditation, I was walking down this road. It was like unpaved road. Okay, until I got to my grandma's house. And then I walked down the hill and I saw myself. I saw myself as a little girl in front of all the flowers. And I walked towards her. I remember I used to have this long curly hair, and my mom used to make me little curls everywhere. And I remember I was walking towards myself when I was a little kid. And I got there. And then when my inner child saw me, she stopped singing. And I said, no. And this was all happening in my mind, okay? I said, no. Keep singing. I want to hear you sing. And I sat there and I watched myself sing. And I saw how so happy I was. It's hard not to get emotional because it was very emotional. I heard her sing. And then after, I said, come here, let's talk. She came over. I said, let's sit on the floor and talk. And we sat on the floor on the green grass by all the flowers. And I sat down with her and I was talking to her. And I was telling her that she sang so beautiful and that she was so pretty. And then I told her, let me ask you one thing. I said, I need to ask you one thing, just one thing. And she said, yeah, ask me. And I said, when you grow up, what do you want to be? What do you want your life to be like? And she looked at me and she laid down with her hair just, the curls in her hair just fell on the green grass. And she said, she looked at me and she said, I just want to be happy. And I told her, me too. Whoa, I knew this was going to happen. And then after that, I told her, well, you keep singing and you keep doing what makes you happy, no matter what. And I walked away and she kept singing to the flowers. There was such an enlightenment in that because, you know, all my life, sometimes thought that I should have done this, I should have done that, I should have done more, that I should have tried harder to become like a famous singer, or like I should have tried harder to do this, or I should have tried harder to do that. And I never really let myself be happy with where I am, with what I have. It's not until maybe a few years ago, recently, honestly, that I feel truly happy. And I may not have, you know, a lot of money or like a lot of material things, or I may not be a famous singer or like anything like that. But I can honestly tell you that I feel happy with where I am, with what I have. I feel happy and so grateful for everything I have, whether it be little or it's mine, and I am proud of myself and I'm happy. And so I wanted to share that with you guys because it helped me a lot. You know, it helped me realize a lot of things. It's really therapeutic, honestly, to do this exercise. Just, you know, meditate on it. And like I said, imagine that spot that you always used to play at when you were a kid. When you were at your happiest moments, your happy place, wherever that may have been. Meditate and go there as an adult. Go there. And imagine talking to your inner child. Imagine going up to that little kid and telling them, what do you want when you grow up? You know, ask him questions, ask her questions. I know that a lot of people might say like that's not true or whatever. But you know, up until when I did that meditation and I heard my inner child tell me that, I realized, you know what? Yeah. Me too. Me too. That's all I've ever wanted to be. I've just always wanted to be happy. It just helps you realize a lot of things. It's helps a lot with internal work. But I'm sorry that I ended up crying on this video, guys. Y'all know that I am a crier. I cry. I'm very sentimental. I hope that in some way it inspires you. It helps you in some way. I really do. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you're new to my channel, I upload a little bit of everything. As you can see here on my videos, I'm on a weight loss journey. I'm also on a spiritual journey. And I do like make a video sometimes. I just do a little bit of everything. Don't forget to subscribe and like my video. I really enjoy making these videos, and I'm always so thrilled when I see people watching them and commenting, and more than that, when I hear that somebody tells me like that my video helped them out in some way, like that's awesome. And that's the whole reason that I make these videos. So much for being here, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.